this whole video is just for somebody who might be trying to think about buying property, don't really know, because like me, like I said, I've gone backwards and spent more money than I probably should have, just trying to correct stuff that I didn't know. So learn from my mistakes. What's going on, YouTube? This video I'm gonna go over probably the top 5 things I've learned just trying to get a homestead started. Not even being there yet, so I know it's always gonna be more and more to keep learning, but just getting it started in the beginning, I'm gonna say the top 5 things this is. First thing is make sure you walk whatever property you want to buy. Before we bought this property, I think I walked, I'm gonna say at least 5 other properties, just trying to see exactly where they were, what's around them, what I might have access to in the future after moving there. Whatever it might be, gas stations, hospitals, restaurants, you know, stuff like that. I have a family and I got small kids, so I didn't want to be way out, but I wanted to be out where I could do what I wanted to do, kind of thing. So walk the property, see what's on the property. You can look for valleys, ravines, drop-offs, creeks, streams. If you got a creek or a stream, usually that property is going to cost a little bit more. Unfortunately, ours didn't have a stream or some kind of water source. Next thing would be is when you get, what I didn't know, what kind of bit me in the butt, is everybody kept telling me about the perk test. The perk test is to test the soil to see if it's suitable for a soil, for a septic system. I did that like right after we bought the property. We got a septic permit, so I was like, good, got it done. Which in South Carolina, they're good for 5 years. So once you do it, you got 5 years to build whatever you're gonna build, put your house wherever you're gonna, you know, whatever you're gonna do. But what nobody told me was that you have to follow that exact plan. Once DHEC draws your permit and you get everything done, wherever that septic system is done. You can move the house a little bit, but so what came to bite us in the butt, because I didn't know that, was when I cleared the property, I cleared out a little bit further back than what I initially told the guys who did our septic permit. So I had to go back and pay again for another septic permit, or get another guy to come back out and redo it, which cost me another $1,500 just to get another one redone. Which if I would have known, you know, I would have just did it the right way the first time. So just make sure once you get that septic permit done, you got to follow it to the T. Wherever that septic system is, or wherever your well could be, if you got to have a well, whatever that well and septic is in the state of South Carolina, it has to be exactly like that. So my suggestion or my advice would be, get your land cleared first and then go do it, because that's what I did mine kind of backwards, because I was so worried about being able to put a septic. I didn't want to spend the money and not know, you know, vice versa or whatever. So that would be the best thing to do, is get it cleared, get your permit, or just follow it to the T right from the jump. Third thing, when it's time to clear your property, don't try to skip out on it because somebody can do it cheaper or whatever, unless you know for a fact that they're going to do a good job. If you know for a fact they're going to do a good job, then hey, by all means, get it cheaper. Or you can do it yourself. If you got the heavy equipment, perfect, do it. Because I spoke to a bunch of different folks. I used a forestry mulcher. The first time to kind of thin out so we could figure out what we want to do. So I'm accounting that was I believe $2,000 or $3,000, but I think that was money well spent. And grand scheme of everything, being able to actually access the property, walk it without having to fight with trees, and the kids can walk it and stuff like that. So I felt like the forestry mulcher was a good thing to use to just thin it out so we can get in there. Now after that, I talked to a bunch of different people to try to get a price, and I agreed with one guy, and then, you know, like I said in one of the previous videos, I had a family member say, hey, I know this person that can do it for this, that, and another. Went with that person, and it bit me in the butt because he didn't do a good job. He didn't do what I asked him with moving the trees and clearing the property the way I would want it. So it bit me in the butt on that one. So that would be the main, like, after you get that squared and get your land cleared, and make sure you just get the right person to do it. That's all. Get somebody that's going to do it the way you want it and go from there, which I believe here, I think all in all this costs about 10 or 12 to get it, and it's still not, like I said, it's not cleared the right way. So if I would have just paid the original person their fee, then I would have had it done correctly, and I wouldn't have to be going all this back and forth trying to do all this extra after the fact. So it's going to end up costing me more on the back end just because I tried to go cheaper than just paying the person up front. So just pay, you know, get somebody good and you know that's going to do a good work, and get your land cleared the way you want it cleared. Fourth thing would be, once you if you got to have a well, or if you have access to water, make sure you get that set, your water and power set up. Get that set after you've done all that. Our water, we had to tap into the county or whatever, but we had to run our own water. So it's a short video I have up of that. I wanted to make a long video just showing doing that, but that was a long process. I also found out I was gonna, after we got the water put in and I did all that, we used 1 inch pipe for the main water line, which once we got it in, it was easy. It was pretty simple to get in, but getting that water and getting a water source just there, even though we're not there, but when we go out there, we have access to water. So that's a big thing. And then power. I paid for power set up. I was under the impression that once I paid that, that would get the water, the power set up for me. But when I spoke with everybody, they told me it was free for hookup once the house was there. I couldn't just put like a shed or just get the power pole put there and have access to power without paying for each power pole that came down our driveway to get the power to where the house would be. So that's one of those things that I also, like I said, I'm just learning all this kind of by myself. I don't have anybody that kind of teach me, hey, watch for this, watch for that. So once I talked to the people at the county, they said, hey, you need 4 power poles to get the power from the main back to your house, or wherever you would want your house, or, you know, if you had like a shed set up, any kind of where you want the main power to go. It was going to take us 4 poles. So just for pay, I would have to pay for the poles, pay for a power pole that would be, I don't know, it's not called a power pole, the main pole where the power would be coming off of. I would have to pay for that. And so once they gave me all the pricing and everything, it was like another $2,000, maybe $1,500 just to run the power back there. But if the house was there, if I had the house there, they run it for free. For whatever, I don't know, it's backwards. I really don't. I think they said it was because they could run it for free, and then you could go do something else or whatever, and then, you know, they just out, I guess. So they just want to make sure there's something there that they're hooking it to, I suppose. But yeah, and the last thing would be to get something on the road. Might be something along gravel, crushing run, milling, asphalt if you want to get a whole asphalt driveway, or if you want to be big spender, concrete the whole thing. That's one of the major last things we have to do besides the house, is getting something on our driveway to make it so it doesn't wash away with rain and everything like that. It's holding up really good right now, but I definitely need to get something on the road. I've spoken with a few people. I had one lady come out and give me a quote or measure everything, and she was supposed to get back with me about a price. I haven't heard from that lady, so I gotta figure out. I've talked with somebody else who's told me that they can do a whole asphalt for about 400 feet for about $3,000, which I feel is a pretty decent, pretty good price on getting asphalt versus having gravel or some kind of other crush and run. Because crush and run, your car gonna be dusty when it rains, it's muddy, and so if I can get like a solid asphalt driveway, that's what I would prefer, being that I have motorcycles, kids riding bikes and stuff like that. They can ride on gravel and all that stuff, but it's really for me with the bikes and cars and stuff like that. So those will be the top 5 things that I've learned so far on just trying to get everything started from raw land, because it's been a long process for the last 2 years. Like I said, I thought this would be during the summer. I would have it all squared away and done and good to go, and we'd be out of here. But stuff happened and stuff fell through, so I'm just working with what I got now and keep on moving till I get to what I'm trying to get to. It's just like bumps in the road. So those top 5: septic, clearing, power and water, walking your land, walking before, make sure you get what you want, and make sure you know what you're getting into, because you can, I'm going back to number 1, but you can get a property offline and not know what it looks like, so you don't know exactly what it is, and then you might buy something that you really didn't want, and then you just stuck with it. So just make sure you walk the properties that you want to check out and everything like that, and then entryway access to the property being via road, and getting something proper on your road so the weather doesn't wash it away, and take away all that work that you've done to try to get everything set up for you and your family, whoever it might be. It could be used for hunting, whatever, but if it's used for hunting, then you probably don't want to use asphalt, but more so for your home. Those are my 5 top things. Like I said, this whole video is just for somebody who might be trying to think about buying property, don't really know, because like me, like I said, I've gone backwards and spent more money than I probably should have, just trying to correct stuff that I didn't know. So learn from my mistakes, and if you find this helpful, want to follow this, keep following this journey that I keep going, hit that like and subscribe, and thanks. Out.